This came about by an accident from my last exhibition, which dealt with transforming a dryer into a light box, and the reflections that were happening inside the dryer really intrigued me. So these tubes you see are actually inspired from that last show.
These disaster scenes that you can actually jump inside of and pose with. I was really inspired by last year's Nuit Blanche. I went out to kind of spy on the situation, and what I noticed was that everybody wants to be part of stuff. So even if it was a rigid sculpture, people would run in front of it and kind of want to be part of it, right? But then I started to think about disaster and the apocalypse and started to learn about something called thanatourism, which is the study of disaster tourism. And so people pay money to go see different disasters. For example, after Katrina's, people spent money to go on these bus tours to actually look at people that had survived that experience, which was the largest migration of Americans actually since the Dust Bowl. So all these people are suffering and people are spending money. And then there's kind of this other thing with the G20 and Stanley Cup riots where people want to be in front of the burning cop car. And so I decided to take that notion and give people an experience where they could jump inside of it, do one of these, and then send it to their friends. And I was hoping that maybe by the next day, when they looked at them again, they'd find the dark humor in the work. So,
I think for me, Nuit Blanche is so big that it's really hard to take it all in. So for me, I targeted Douglas Copeland. That's who I wanted to say hello to and to meet. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think you really have to pick and choose, but it is fun just to walk around. Absolutely. You know, just to experience what you bump into.
We've got these 3 tableaus right here. Give them a look. I mean, I grew up in the 70s. I come from a military family. I grew up with death around me at every single direction, and it really kind of screwed me up in a way I didn't realize. I'm 50 now. Like, oh boy, it went deep. I'm still trying to deal with it. On the other hand, some of it's very frivolous and light. The idea of the rapture is like, ooh, like getting all the answers without having to work for it. I think that's sort of appealing on a very human level. I think all of us want to think that at any given moment in any of our lives, on any day of the week, just when you least expect it, just what you least expect, is something amazing can happen at any moment. And that's kind of like life on Earth. I mean, that pile of carbon molecules over there got to be a concrete pillar. Yep. You and I got to be alive and be aware of the universe. That's a responsibility as well as anything else.
It's the one night in Toronto when people that don't go to art galleries go out and see art.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And what's great is that some of the people who are going out are very, very little and young, and all the way up to very elderly people. So it's a good celebration.